Nikocado Avocado is dead. What happened to the man at large? Well, today I'll answer just that. Nikocado Avocado has been gone for about 2 weeks, which is actually something to be worried about because Nikocado is a man who gets that bread. He's on that pork grind. He's getting that cheddar. He takes no breaks from eating. Listen guys, have any wrong, horrible opinions you want on Nikocado Avocado, but if there's one thing he is not, it's a slacker. He is the living embodiment of showing that just because you're big doesn't mean you're lazy. The man posts content all the time online. He never stops. He's doing it constantly. You know, he's basically just humiliating himself for your shocked virgin eyes and assumedly for the degenerates who are pleasing their carnal desires. But the thing is that carnal desires are infinite, so Nikocado doesn't stop. This is something to be worried about. So I got a lot of opinions on Nikocado Avocado. Brief primer. I think Nick has found a perfect sweet spot between fetish content and shock content, which is an insane statement to say, I know. Exposing everybody on the internet to the world of feederism with drama has been Nikocado's staple. TLDR, see this lady? This is Candy. She was throwing down sausages back when they still made VHS tapes. Nikocado carries back the blowing out the back torch with his OnlyFans, which I've reviewed. There's a whole video of that. And if you're wondering, oh my god, people are into this? Well, yeah, people are into feet, floor tiles, and other weird stuff like that guy who likes like the blonde women and the bread thing. Here's a picture of that. Anyway, we've entered a new dark age where TikTok is basically a click funnel for OnlyFans, causing a spiritual awakening for teens across the world. But, you know, personally, when it comes to Nikocado, I just can't really hate the guy. There's just not much to hate. He's an icon. He's routinely wormed his way back into my and your life. Academically, I think his content is pretty deep and it's allowed me to talk about some ridiculous stuff. His character is interesting and he's a master at being great at doing something anyone could do. Oh, and you shouldn't trust his content based on face value. There are so many layers to it and most of them are like trolling and it's really interesting. It's like a trolling lasagna or a cake. So 2 weeks ago, Nick posted a video titled, "I'm having a really bad day, ellipses, McDonald's mukbang." Nothing out of the normal for Nikocado. That's kind of part of his shtick. There was a weigh-in and a little drama, and then this mukbang was quiet.
My mental health is not my mental illness.
It was a really quiet mukbang, actually. If you've never watched a Nikocado Avocado video, it's usually yelly or conversational. Sometimes Nick will talk about his day and how outrageous it was to go pick up the KFC. Nick does this and he has this like whole running narrative about him having a mental illness or his mental health being bad or his health being bad. And really with this video, it was just that his mental health is bad, but he didn't like cry or like have a moment in this. This was really like the A24 edition of, you know, Nikocado content. He just sits silently for a time in deep contemplation. Anyway, the video isn't anything new, really. Nikocado has these weird narrative arcs with his mukbang. So, for example, at one point they featured a bear, which is not Nick or Orland, as neither of them are bears, I would say. I'm not the one to gauge that. I'm just saying there was a man dressed as a bear in the videos. A panda bear. Anyway, the hilarious part of this narrative is that the panda bear was apparently a sexy new man in Nick's life to spice up the marriage as him and Orland were having a falling out. Apparently it was this hot Hispanic firecracker known as Enrique. Enrique was actually just Orland in a panda costume, so, you know, they were getting it on and just pretending to be someone else, I guess. I don't. There was another whole thing that Nikocado did where he said he got a mansion at one point. He stayed in a hotel and pretended that it was his home. There was that other point where he lied about living in a car, and I think he's done that a couple of times. Or there was a time that he got out his CPAP machine because he has sleep apnea, because you know that happens when you're morbidly obese, and he said it was his life support machine. and pretended to be on his last breaths of life, just at the throes of the pearly gates as we speak. He was eating McDonald's. And then of course you got all the Nikocado like beef videos. I mean, sometimes he eats chicken, sometimes it's beef, but usually we're talking about beef with other YouTubers. And then don't forget the beef videos with Orlin, where they're having fighting arcs and they're throwing food or hitting each other with pool noodles. And all of these end with a video where they cry and then they make out profusely and eat very erotically charged on camera for like 40 minutes. But this time, oh man, apparently it's different this time, which is an interesting one to hear. People are saying that maybe now this is the time. This is the time that the marriage is over between Nick and Orlin, because based on what we've seen on camera, it's apparently completely dysfunctional. But as I've said, these guys are expert trolls and you shouldn't take what they say at face value. Usually the breakup arcs on Orlin and Nick happen in videos. These are very bombastic and they add the narrative aspect to the content. You know, they throw the food, it's much like a soap opera. Orlin will declare the marriage is over before steaming off and leaving Nick to either cry, rant, or pretend like nothing happened. All edited and captured on camera, never turned off. Usually all of the fights, everything happen on camera. That has been something that has been part of the narrative of Nikocado for the longest time, that all of the fights were there so that way you could keep up on what was happening. This time though, Orlin made a post publicly on social media before nuking his account, basically declaring Nikocado's absence because they're ending their marriage of 6 years. Yeah, apparently this time it's for real. Orlin said he would be active on his account, Orlin Home Real, but that's not the case anymore. Orlin's basically gone from the internet as of the time of writing, and Orlin was a big function of Nikocado's channel, drama, and content. So for him to vanish from the internet, not be in videos and anything else, is definitely not par for the course when it comes to creating mukbang drama content. This was followed up by a post that confirmed that Nikocado did not die, saying he's taking a break for personal reasons related to the marriage, and content posted on Nikocado Avocado 3. And on Nikocado Avocado 3, this is the last video that Nikocado posted. This is what we've been talking about, which yet again, this video in detail discusses how Nick isn't losing weight. He's gaining weight. Orlin trashes him for gaining weight. There's some back and forth. If you've watched any Nikocado Orlin argument, this is literally just the same thing you've seen before.
I'm not having a good day.
Because you don't lose any weight, and
Yeah.
you're technically supposed to be losing weight because your dietitian hammered, so you're going to lose weight this year.
My dietitian Hammer says I should be dead.
You haven't lost any weight this year. You've gained 40 pounds this year. 160.
I've gained over 200 pounds on YouTube. I weigh, bring the scale. I weigh too much, but I just gave up on carrying, honestly.
Some claim that this is a traffic driving tool, which is possible. I can see that. Nikocado Avocado 3 is getting really close to 1 million subscribers. But it's really weird this time because he's not posting anywhere. Even on other channels where he posts juicy bits of his life, there's nothing. The reason is that the drama ruins his ad rev, by the way. That's why he has so many channels. I don't know if this has been explained in any of his videos in particular, but yes, that's why he has so many. He's trying to avoid demonetization because this domestic dispute he's having with his partner actually does contribute to having yellow dollar signs, as well as the risque nature of some videos. So Nikocado Avocado 3 might be doing better than More Nikocado or Nikocado Avocado or the other Nikocado channels. So that's why traffic is being driven to it with this new I'm not gonna upload scheme. But whether or not this is basically because of the ad rev being down remains to be seen. But that's why he has so many channels. But speaking of channels and drama, I like doing investigative stuff, but that doesn't play well with YouTube. So support me on Patreon like these people did. And also, I'm back on Twitch. The new office is done. And I got a haircut. I don't know if you've noticed. Anyway, moving back, what do I think about all this as a Nikocado Avocado expert? Now, I'd love to give a concrete, this is what's going on with Nikocado. I can predict his every move. I wish I could do that, and I want to be the guy who's actually right on this prediction. Some people are saying really outrageous things and have continued to say outrageous things about Nikocado. You know, like the whole grandstanding about how Nikocado Avocado shouldn't be pretending like his CPAP machine is a life support system. I mean, in a way it is. Sleep apnea can kill, so, you know, if you're having shitty sleep, go get a sleep study. But I think people like to really get up in arms about much ado about nothing. But as for what is in particular happening here, all I can say is that if this is something that Nikocado is doing to drive traffic, it is completely different than anything he's done before. He doesn't stop uploading, he doesn't stop posting content because it's how he makes his money. Him not doing that for 2 weeks is a significant impact on his bottom line. I know, I left for like 10 days and it severely impacted my income, so I can't really leave, and neither could Nikocado. So I don't know. Don't want to see their marriage fall apart for real. I enjoy the drama, but if it is, it's not like I can say I didn't see it coming because it's so incredibly chaotic. Even if the arguments are fake, which they are. People think they aren't. They are fake. But hey, being a YouTuber, it's hard to differentiate the content from yourself, and maybe all of that has finally come to a head where the dysfunction in the videos has boiled over into the marriage for real. I don't know what it is, I'm not gonna say for sure what it is, but man oh man am I interested to see what happens next. Either that or apparently Nikocado did die, but I find those rumors to be wrong, and if you hear them, they're wrong. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell, take care and be well.